Well, Danny, tonight was going to be an interesting matchup because Shelby's offense has been averaging 458 yards per game this season, and Philo's defense has been stingy, just allowing 6.5 points per game this season. So something had to give, and tonight it was Philo's defense.
And when I was asking around on the Tri-Valley sidelines about the last time the Scotties lost a league game, the answer I got was, we don't know. It's been that long since the Scotties lost a league game that people just don't remember. But the answer to that question is back in 2010 was the last time they suffered an MVL loss, and it was to none other than Sheridan. Like you said, Danny, the Raiders haven't been able to get a win over the Electrics since the 2007 season. They were trying to play spoiler tonight at home against Philo, but it was going to be tough against that Electric defense. The Electrics needed to get a win tonight to make it easier to win that MVL crown next week, and that is exactly what they got. Well, Danny, this matchup has been a close one the past few years. Maysville winning in a triple overtime thriller 2 years ago. Sheridan getting the win at home last year, 14-6, and the Panthers were going to try and bring back that magic at home tonight, but they weren't so lucky.
You know, Danny, the Philo offense has been electric this season, averaging 36.5 points per game. They scored 55 points last week in their matchup against Riverview, and they picked up right where they left off tonight against the Little Muskies. That's right, Justin. Both of these teams possess explosive offenses with talented running backs and dual threat quarterbacks, so it looked like it could be a high-scoring game. And the flag was flying at half-mast, and the student sections were dressed up in their American spirit tonight to honor 9/11, but the Maysville student section got to cheer early on. Runkle converts in the early fourth down here to set up Chase Roberts, his partner in crime in the backfield. He takes it 19 yards.
How's it going, Bobcat fans? I'm Megan Stamper here at Peden Stadium, where the Ohio Bobcats just knocked down the Buffalo Bulls 34-10.
Yeah, Sean, after picking up 3 straight wins in the middle of January, the Eagles have cooled down a little bit. But that's not to take away from them. They have had to face the toughest competition the TVC Hawking has to offer. As the Bengals wrap up the first week of training camp, they've been lucky to come away with mostly a clean bill of health. The only true scare of the week was defensive end Michael Johnson when he went down with a knee injury. He sprained his MCL and he's expected to miss 4 weeks. How's it going, Hardwood Nation? I'm Eastern reporter Megan Stamper, joined at Eastern High School by Federal Hawking reporter Rachel Walbrown, and we just saw the Eastern Eagles get their first win of the season, a 57-44 victory over the Lancers. Rachel, what made the difference tonight, and why were the Eagles able to get that first victory? Sean, the boys are graduating a lot of key starters, including Dylan Swatzel and Cam Richmond. Jet Facemeyer will be back for his senior year next season, but he'll be missing a lot of his supporting cast. It's going to be tough for them to match their 6 wins from this year. Welcome back, I'm Megan Stamper. Ohio University men's basketball had their toughest and most important challenge of their season yesterday. They traveled up north to take on MAC East Division rival Akron. This game had first place implications on the line, but the Bobcats went in with a huge disadvantage. They had to play without reigning MAC Player of the Year Antonio Campbell, who was out with a foot injury. The Cats were able to keep pace with the Zips in the first half, entering the half only down by 3. Akron went on a 22-10 run, however, to open up the second half, and the Bobcats were not able to stop the Zips offense. The Zips had 4 players score in double digits en route to their 83-68 smashing of the Cats. In Campbell's absence, Jerron Simmons stepped up to lead the Bobcats with 19 points and 4 rebounds. This loss was the second in a row for Ohio, setting them back 2 games in the East behind Akron. With no timetable on Campbell's return, the Bobcats need to find a way to bounce back fast. They have a tough road task on Saturday at Northern Illinois, and tip-off for that game is set for 4:30 p.m. And the OU women's basketball team hopes that their outcome tonight will be a little different than how the men fared last night. They travel to Toledo tonight to take on the Rockets. Both teams have identical records at 12-4 overall and 3-2 in the MAC. They are both also coming off of close losses, Ohio to Kent State and Toledo to Northern Illinois. Defense will be the key to victory for the Bobcats. Last time out against Kent State, they forced the Golden Flashes into 15 turnovers. Senior guard Kiera Lampkins has been a defensive leader for the Cats this season, leading the team with 40 steals. She is also first on the team in scoring, averaging 19.2 points per game. The Cats will need her to continue her strong play if they want to bounce back tonight with a win against the Rockets. Tip-off for that game is soon at 7 o'clock tonight. And the Columbus Blue Jackets put an end to the Carolina Hurricanes' 4-game winning streak last night with a 4-1 victory at Nationwide Arena. The Canes struck first for a 1-0 lead over the Jackets, but Columbus came back quickly. Within the next 46 seconds of the Canes' first goal, Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky scored, and the Blue Jackets reclaimed the lead 2-1 and never gave it back up. Columbus is off tonight, but they return to action at home tomorrow against the Ottawa Senators. And local high school basketball action is heating up in the Tri-Valley Conference for both the boys and the girls. The Vikings out in MacArthur still hold the first place spot in the TVC Ohio after beating Maysville 88-64 last night to remain undefeated. Athens, Meigs, and Alexander all lost yesterday, not helping them gain any ground against Vinton County for that top spot. Over in the Hocking, the Waterford Wildcats continued their dominance in league play with a 68-51 win over Wahama. And just like their boy counterparts, the Lady Wildcats of Waterford also lead the TVC Hocking for the girls with an undefeated league record and a 10-2 overall record. The Eastern Lady Eagles are right behind them, with their only league loss this season coming at the hands of the Lady Wildcats. As the last month of the season kicks in, it's going to be an exciting dash to the finish and the tournament for all these teams around the area. And I'm Megan Stamper, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Chelsea.